Hello everyone, welcome to Soul Seekers Tarot and your reading. I'm Corey. I hope you're all doing well and you're getting excited coming up to Christmas. This will be my last reading for the year and I'll start up back in January again. So we're going to be looking at the question today about what does your love life look like in 2026. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 separate tarot card decks for each pile, because the first deck will be about the first third. I've divided the year up into thirds. The first third will be for January, February, March, April, and then second third, of course, is May, June, July, August, and the last third, the last deck I'll be using is for September, October, November, December. So that's what we're going to do, and I'll have Lenormand as well for each line for the times of year. Okay, so let's get started. These are what you got for your piles. We got this from these are all from Ciro Marchetti's decks, and this is your first card of the Lovers for pile 1. You can see it. All right. And for pile 2, we've got this one, Lovers card, and this card is for pile 3. It's a lot like pile 1's, but it's a slightly different deck. Okay? All right, so, and you know 6 is all about love and family, right? That's what the Lovers card number is 6. Okay, so also if you break it apart, you've got 5 and 1, right? Because it's the numeral number V and the I for 1, capital letter I for 1. That would be like change for 5 and a new start for 1. Okay, so guys, this is going to be for people no matter what situation you're in. Either you're single, you just became single, or you are just started off in a relationship where you're not really too terribly committed to each other, to see how things are going to go for you in 2026. And it could be for married couples or people who are living together. They've been partnered for a while, and maybe your love life's been a bit rocky. So that's also for you as well, this reading for 2026. All right, so if you have a hard time picking a pile just by the card, your intuition, we've got the numbers. And so for pile 1, we got number 1 and 6. Wonderful. So 1 and 6 would be either 1 or 6 that resonates with you in some way. It could be your birth date, your house number. It could be how like if you're 61, how old you are, because I don't do for 16-year-olds, right? 61, or you're born in let's say 1916, you'd be over 100. I don't know if you'd be looking at tarot cards, but 1961 maybe you're born in. Just however it resonates for you. And it also adds up to 7, so that could be your lucky number, or it could just be something to do with your birth date, or some kind of number resonates with you. It's a number 7. Okay, so for pile 2, we have 3 and 5. So 3 or 5, 35, 53, or 8 as they add up. And the last pile is 2 and 4. I like how they're not one right after another, like 1, 2, and 5, 6, and then 3, 4. We got 2 and 4, so 2 or 4, 24, 42, or 6. Okay, so interestingly enough, if you resonate with 26 for, let's say, or the number 6, I should say, then you could also resonate with this pile. You might be interested in watching both piles because it's got a 6 in it as well. Okay, so if it's not the card, it's not the numbers, it's your zodiac sign you like to pick with, we got them too. So there's 4, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. What we have for pile 1 is Sagittarius, right out of the gates, and Scorpio. Sagittarius and Scorpio. We have Leo and Taurus as well. Okay, pile 2. We've got Aries and Aquarius, with Virgo and Cancer. Pile 3, we have all the rest. We have Capricorn and Gemini, with Pisces and Virgo. No, Libra, pardon me. Pisces and Libra. Okay, so that's what we got for your piles to choose from. You know, take your time, and I'll be back with you shortly. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You've chosen the first card of the Lovers. This one here. And if you didn't choose the card, you chose the number. It would be 1 or 6 or 16, 61 or 7 if you add them together. And if it wasn't that, it was your zodiac sign with Sagittarius and Scorpio, with Leo and Taurus. Okay, guys, so this is just, we're talking about lovers here, love, right? We're talking about love. We're just leaving this card over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull Lenormand for the first part of the year, the middle part of the year, and then the last part of the year, and these corresponding tarot decks. Okay, so let's find out what's going on. Archangel Michael, if you will, and Holy Spirit, please surround us, will you please? Envelop us in your beautiful angelic wings of light, love, protection, and guidance. Please provide, you know, some insight, information into what pile 1's love life is going to look like in 2026. Thank you. Okay, so for the first part of the year, which is January, February, March, and April, we have got the looking glass, the magnifying glass, card number 44, which is angelic presence. And if you add it up to, it's usually a master number, but if you add it, it's 8, it's abundance. Okay, so that's pile 1. Let's get pile 2. Well, let's not show you what it is just yet, okay? Very good. Let's not show you. This is the first time I've done this, so this is a different tarot card reading practice for me. All right, so then I'm going to do each one of these tarots. I'm going to pull out 4 or 5 cards, and that'll give us a clue. For the first part of the year, Archangel Michael, January, February, March. Let's try and get 5 in if we can. Okay, now Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, please, for the second part of the year, which is May, June, July, and August. What does pile 1's love life look like in May, June, July, and August 2026? Okay, and then finally, Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, for the last part of the year, September, October, November, December 2026, what does pile 1's love life look like in those months of 2026? Okay. Okay. So we already know what the Lenormand message is for the first part of the year, January, February, March, April, is to look close. Looking close to see what it is that you may need to be looking at. You know, doing a little research possibly, but really just putting it under your eye. So if there's anything that you have not noticed, or have noticed but have basically been trying to not notice, or brushing it under the carpet, right? Because it's something that you know you're going to have to deal with, but you don't really want to. The first part of the year is going to ask you to do that. Okay, so the tarot, we got the Queen of Pentacles. That's a committed individual, female or male. With the Mona Lisa as the High Priestess. That's like, High Priestess could be the traditional what am I trying to say? Traditional, you know, whatever it is that marriage is a institution, traditional institution. Then you have the Ten of Wands. With the Sun. Okay, so things are looking up. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Wonderful. So things are looking up. Queen of Pentacles, you may be, you know, sitting well in your relationship that you might be in right now, or you're single and you are looking at wanting to be in a committed relationship. But with the Hierophant right next to it, it could be that you are somebody who is in some kind of traditional role. Of course, could be a wife or a husband is a traditional role, or that you're in a traditional role within your career. Like you have some clout, you have some authority. Okay, so you might be a supervisor, manager, or an owner of a business, you know, something to do career related. All right, so you're doing well. Like you're financially safe and supported. Whether you're doing the supporting yourself, like providing your own safety, security, financial security, and whatnot, or you're in an institution. You know, you're in a either you are like the owner, so you're like providing your own security because you're the owner of a business, right? So you're providing your own financial security, or you're working for an institution where you still have financial security because you have a job. You know, maybe it's a career, or you've got some kind of clout as well that pays you well. Like you're doing okay. You're doing okay. Maybe just love is missing in your life. It's possible, but there's something about, and if you're somebody who is in a relationship, you know, you are committed to your partner, obviously, and this would be the relationship, representing the relationship. The High Priestess is not representing the relationship. But right away, I thought it was like the Hierophant. I'm thinking the Hierophant. It's not the Hierophant. It's the High Priestess. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Corey, start over here with the High Priestess. There's things that you like I said, you know, but you're either keeping things hidden from yourself because you don't want to know, or you're intuiting that something needs to be known. Okay, and this could be again in the business, whether you're the owner or working for a corporation, working for someone else, or you're in a partnership with somebody, whether you're married or just living together, or you are, you know, you're doing well. You've been doing well on your own, whatever, but you have recently begun dating. Committing your heart to somebody. You could be single and doing well here, and you're quite intuitive, which possibly with you being tapped in, tuned in, and turned on with your intuition, it's been a burden for you. It has been a burden for you in the sense that you're feeling as though you are so ready for a relationship, but where are they? Where's that person? You know, it's been a burden. It's like you feel like it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, but they don't ever show up. So it's just, the divine is saying here, just look at things a little bit closer, what is it that maybe have become an obstacle on your path to happy love life? You know, to be coupling up or to be happier in your current love life. Okay, so I'm going to look at this more as though less of it as a career card, because we're talking about love, but more as a committed person or somebody wanting to be committed. You could be single and doing well in your work, like you get paid well and you've got a lot of security and safety with your job position. You know, you're doing well, you got everything, you're just lacking a relationship, a love relationship. Or if you're in one, it just doesn't feel like it's going to go. You don't feel so certain about it. So however this works for you. But in any case, this one here, you're tuned in, tapped in, and you feel like, it's like you've got everything, or you feel like things should be better for you, or you feel like somebody's coming, but where are they? Why aren't things getting better? Well, the divine is saying that if you do this, you look closer at the why, at the what's going on in your own energy, your own mental energy, to find out what's the obstacle, mental obstacle in your way. And it could be also a physical obstacle. For example, if you're making a lot of money, but where you're living, you got a good job, you're making a lot of money, but where you're living, there are no, there's no options. There's no fish in that sea. No fish in that sea. So in order for you to be in the mainstream, following other fish or meeting up with other fish, you have to get yourself out there somewhere, somehow. And your job's not going to do it, it's not going to provide you that avenue. Like if you were a traveling salesman or a consultant, you'd be moving around, right? But your job is like, it's right where it's local kind of thing, keeping you local. So you don't really get the opportunity to meet potential love partners in January, February, March, April. And so you're looking at maybe you need to relocate. And you maybe ask for a job relocation to another town where this company also has its business, or just changing jobs, right? So that you can get out of that area, that local area, and become more of one of those fish in the sea, because there's a fish looking for you, but you are hiding under a rock if you're stuck in a position or a place that doesn't really have that opportunity to run into whatever sex, whatever gender you're interested in, right? Like, there's a lot of, let's say, men who work on the rigs, or they work in Alaska, and where the daylight is only for a very smidgen part of the day during the winter, and the rest of the time it's dark, and it's nighttime basically, but it's daytime without the sun. And they're really the only place to meet anyone is like at the local, bar or saloon or some kind of event center, whatever it is that they have. But it's more, what you're going to run into is more men, more men, because there may be one woman to every, 10, 15 men or more, one woman to every 30 men. So that's the kind of thing that would be keeping you, that's an obstacle that you may need to look more closely at to see what's more important to you, if depending on how old you are. If you're getting up in age, you might be thinking, you know what, I really would like to have somebody in my life, and it's just not going to happen here. So yeah, you are looking at this and trying to feel your way into a solution. And this is, the divine is saying the burden is going to be let down. During this, something's going to happen during January, February, March, April, that you're going to be able to release that burden, stand back on your feet without all that heaviness of the relationship problem, if you're in one, not being, just not certain about a relationship that you're just starting off with, or you're not in a relationship but would like to be in a relationship. Because the sun is coming, you're going to see your way to a solution. And this solution, for if it's not the story about having to, be in some place where it's the obstacle that's keeping you from being able to meet other fish in the sea, this would be a mindset change, where you're going to start seeing that things are looking up for you, and it's going to be bringing that abundance, the abundance of your relationship. If you're in a relationship already, your relationship turning a new leaf kind of thing, turning a new leaf. Or if you're starting a relationship, then you can be certain that there's a path for you that's leading to your great big blessing of prosperity and abundance for you. And the abundance can be in the form of good, happier times ahead for you. That the two of you can commit. The Pentacle with the Queen of Pentacles, it's a commitment, it's an earth kind of energy. So there's opportunities for you to step into, like, taking your relationship to the next level. Okay? But if it's somebody, like I said, with the person who's in a place that really there's not much options for you, then you may need to look at this card as a relocation, that you're relocating yourself, moving yourself. All right, so that's January, February, March, April. That's what's happening, is that you are wanting to commit, or you are already in a commitment. You're seeing and feeling as though you need to do something needs to change. You are ready for a commitment. If you're not in one, that burden is going to release itself, and you're going to see that you're going to be enlightened, in the sense that you're going to be able to see what it is that needs to be done for finding the solution. Now for the second part of the year, we have Mask. Card number 40, which is 4, which is foundation, right? A foundational card. Now, people live a life. They built a life, being living, functioning from different roles. Either a husband or a wife, and then a father or mother, and then like an employee, right? Or you are living the life of someone who is just a person who is looking for love, and you're also, an employee. But it doesn't have to be 3 faces. It could just be two masks, right? You start off a situation where you're looking at possibly, especially if you're needing to look at something closer, it could be like, what are you thinking? How have you been presenting yourself in a relationship, or when you meet people and it doesn't work, nothing ever comes of it? Or your main role is an employee. Like I said, if you're in Alaska working on a pipeline or something, whatever it would be, your main role would be that you are a man who works. I know there's women there, but this is just my example. There's not that many, but you're a man who works on a pipeline, and that's all that's everything about your story, because there's no other life really much outside of your work, because you don't have a relationship. So that would be your main role, and your other role is that you are someone who wants to be loved. So, and it could be like a dichotomy where you are in a role where love doesn't factor into your everyday, but you want that. So it's like looking one way and looking the other way at the same time, and not feeling fulfilled. Okay? Empty, the void, not feeling fulfilled. So let's see. We have the Four of Swords, truth and respite time, the Fool, getting ready, prepared to take a leap of faith. The Queen of Wands, either to taking action is the Queen of Wands, or looking at being involved with somebody else. Let's have a look. Five of Cups, which would lead to resentment, regret, and remorse. But we got the King of Swords, and possibly some truths coming out. Okay, so let's stick to a story here, because we're marrying these together, because this is the second part of the year. That is May, June, July, and August. So you have to look at, you're in one role, but you want either that role to improve, like that the relationship or that revolves around that role, like, as a girlfriend, wife, or a husband, boyfriend. You want it to improve, because there's just some kind of emptiness. If you had to look at it face on, you're seeing that something is not fulfilling you. And of course, if you're not in a relationship, you want to be in a relationship. You're not in one because of your circumstances, but you want to be in one. Again, it's like you're not feeling fulfilled in your choices in life at this point in time, where life has taken you. So the Four of Swords is just saying, you need to be able to seek a solution. Seek a solution by finding some kind of peace and peaceful resonance in some space and time where you can tap in, because you're already a person who can tune into your intuition. You're already somebody who knows. So it's a bit about actually taking that physical action to tap into your truth. All the swords are pointing down, like as though they're coming down on you. You need to receive, you need to be open to receive the truth of what it is that's causing you to not feel whole here. The emptiness, to not feel whole. Even if you're in a relationship, you've been in one for a long time, or you just started one and you're not feeling like, you don't feel certain. You don't feel like, you might be in a situation where you've started dating this person and they seem like they should be the right person, and everything else is like screaming at you saying, yes, this is the right person, this is the right person, but there's just some niggling thing in the back of your mind is saying, you don't want to go down this path, because if you do, you may regret it. You don't want to go down this path, you may regret it. So unless you start tapping into what your truth is, listening to your heart, right? What it is that's going to make you happy. You've already found out what doesn't make you happy. If you're not in a relationship, you're alone, that doesn't make you happy. If you're not in a relationship, but you want to be in one, that doesn't make you happy. You're in a relationship, but there's something, prying at you, saying, you should just take your time at this, look into this more with this person, spend more time just dating, not committing your heart. They may be already wanting to commit and already started committing their heart to you, because people can fall in love with you, right? You don't necessarily have to be in love with them. It's just something that you're going to want to have a really good look at and decide through time spent in introspection, meditation, whatever it is, to receive, to be open to receive your truth. What is it that you want in this relationship? And even if you're in a relationship, right? And there's trouble in paradise kind of thing. You need to be able to find what it is. Search that out. What is it that is making me feel not whole? some kind of, there's a red flag, or there's an empty spot, even though I've been with this person for a long time, we have this, that, and the other thing together, including kids, or I just started a relationship and they should be the right person, but it's just something I just don't feel that compelled to commit myself to this person. Why is that? That's the question. Why is it? They're everything a person would want, but why? Why do I have this voice in me that says, you know, think about this some more. Think about this some more. You may decide to change your mind, or you may decide to take a leap of faith. Either way, you don't want to feel like you are going to be a fool by not filling your void with the happiness of being in a relationship with that person, or you want to take a leap of faith towards that person, thinking that you know, because they're very attracted to you, you're very attracted to them, but you're worried that if you were to take a leap of faith, that you would end up being in a position where all you are is a beautiful, you know, a good-looking something on someone's arm. You just want to make sure that when you're in a relationship with somebody, that either A, if you're in a relationship with somebody already, you know, and there's been trouble in paradise, that you're not going to be like the third party, there's not going to be a third party in your relationship, is what I meant to say. That there's not going to be the other woman or the other man. Remember, it can be male or female here, as Queen of Wands. Other woman or other man. If you take a leap of faith and start telling yourself that you're going to stay with this person, continue to be committed with this person, that you're feeling that that's the right thing to do, things are going to get better, you know, and you're going to have a new beginning offered by the divine. Whether you take it or not, it's up to you, free will. But you're going to have a new beginning that's going to be full of prosperity and abundance if you make the right choice for yourself. And you're only going to know this if you take the time to tap in, you know, meditate, go introspective, just spending some time alone and thinking about things, about this the situation you're in. B, if you're in a relationship but you're not sure how it's going to work out because you've got questions, then you don't want to, you know, take that leap of faith and turn out to be someone who is just, you know, going to be, you know, I don't know, you could put it like this. If you are with somebody, but you really don't feel the same way that you know they feel about you, you end up becoming their, you know how they say that the one on their, what is that saying where they're someone's, you're, you know, on their arm. You're beautiful or handsome. You're beautiful or handsome person on their arm. You know, a trophy kind of thing. Do you see what I'm saying? You end up becoming, you feel like a trophy because your heart's not in it. It's not completely in it. So you're making that person really, really happy, and they're proud to have you, and they don't want to show you off, and so they've got you on their arm, and this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend, da 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 da. But you're smiling and saying hi, nice to meet you, blah blah blah, and you're having those conversations with their friends or people you're meeting, they're saying, well, how long have you guys been together? You know, you're going with that. Oh yeah, we met, and how'd you meet? Blah blah blah, whatever. And you're going along with it, but you're just like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be on the arm. That's a Queen of Wands energy. Is that you are a beautiful trophy. She's got a scepter, like a trophy. She's holding it. A beautiful trophy for this person. If you take a leap of faith, you're worried that if you were to put it all in that, say to this person, yes, let's just keep dating. I want to do this with you. I want to go there with you. I want to do all this stuff with you. Maybe let's even think about moving in. And then you end up feeling like, okay, my heart's still not in it. And you've just been taking action, trying to be that person, but your heart's still not in it. Then there's remorse and regret. And then there's the C, A, B, C. The C idea is that you're not with somebody, but you want to be, and you're not feeling whole. You, again, need to tap into to find out what it is, to realize what is it that you need to look closely at that's become an obstacle for you, whether it's mental or it's an actual physical obstacle that has got you local, that kind of thing, where you've got to come to terms with yourself here with the Four of Swords and say, this is what I need to do in order for me to be able to, if it's important, if it's that important to me to have love more so than all the money I'm making in the world with my job, because you're probably making a good sum of money, that you be willing to make less money so that you could be in the in the sea with other fish, so you could be available, you could be seen, and you can see. So you have to determine what is it that you want to do, and already you do. It's just a matter of, do I like the money more than I care about being in a relationship? Do I, or would I be okay with taking less money, making less money, but having someone on my arm, right? So you want to take a leap of faith to find your Queen of Wands. And this is a man or a woman, again. You find your Queen of Wands, somebody you would love to have on your arm. And you would be making them feel like they are the most attractive person, that you're highly attracted to them, that there's no way that there's going to be any kind of remorse or regret, because you're following your heart, deciding to be a fish in the sea, as opposed to being fish on land somewheres where there's a whole pile of other fish, but they're of the same gender, whatever works for you. But you've got a plan, you got a strategy, you got to come up with a strategy as a King of Swords. Speak your truth, know your truth. Know your truth, speak your truth, decide what you need to do to go after something that you feel very, very compelled or drawn to, someone. And this is like the Five of Cups is like the Three of Cups is the ones that got away. And the fish that got away were the ones that you turned your back on because you were in a position where you just weren't able to see them. Whether you're in a local or it's a mindset thing. So there's the Two of Cups. When in the Five of Cups, there's Two Cups. There's love on your, there's love in your destiny, but it's a matter of you turning around and making a decision to see it. And you can't see it from where you are prospectively, mindset kind of thing, or where you are located, okay? You can't see it. So you want to take care of making sure that you put yourself in a position mindfully, in a position where you're ready for a Two of Cups, or you really relocate yourself so that you are in a place where there's more options for a Two of Cups, to be with someone that you are highly attracted to. That's your strategy. That'll be your strategy. This is what the Divine's saying. By May, June, July, or August, somewhere in those months, you're going to have a strategy, because you're going to be saying, look, I've got to find out what it is prospectively or locally that's become an obstacle on my path to true love. And once I spend the time to tap in to figure that out, let the Divine enlighten me, like bring that knowledge into you, enlighten you, that you'll be quickly enough on a new path, whether that's relocation or mindset change, so that you can devise a strategy to make sure that you're in the right headspace or the right location to be in a Two of Cups position. That's C. right? So we have A, B, and C. I went through all three of them now. Now let's get into the last part of the year. We have despair. Oh my goodness. So despair, why despair? That's 32, it's change. 5, it's change, not hiring. Maybe you're feeling as though you've even though you have a plan to, you decide, you tapped in, you have a plan to relocate, that you just can't find a job that's going to be able to be anything close to what you're making now. Even though you're willing to take less, it'd be too much less. And then again, because you might be needing to look at what your lifestyle is, what you need to be able to support your current lifestyle. If you got a big fancy vehicle or truck or something, or you got used to living, I don't know, whatever the situation, maybe where you want to go is, the rent is astronomical, or if you want to buy a house prices are astronomical, and you're not sure that you could find a job that's going to support your living arrangements, and then much less support yourself, but to bring someone else on board. Let's have a look. We have the Hermit. All this tapping in stuff. The Hermit. The 6 of Wands, that's victory and success. With the 8 of Wands, which is fast moving action and communication. The 9 of Wands, that is being prepared to take to stand back up on your feet after life has kind of knocked you down, left you feeling like nothing's working out for you, but you're willing to go, keep moving forward. You're willing to do it. You're inspired to do it, and you made that decision to toot your horn and follow your path, follow your calling, the calling of love, right? Okay, very good. So, A. This is A, B, and C again. A. You're in despair with this person. No matter how you look at it, you're in despair with the person that you're in a relationship with, whether you've been in a relationship for a long time or, a few years or whatever. Things are not going well. Trouble in paradise. You're in despair. And it doesn't matter how you try and look at it, you don't feel like your person's going to change, or that you can't change enough. That you might have been trying to be for them what you thought they would accept, that they'd be happy with. So you tried to, wear a mask right from the beginning and try to make them like you, try to make them want to be with you. So you altered yourself, and as you see, things are not working out for you now. And even though you might love this person and would love to be with them, it's just like there's not enough for you in the relationship. They are still the person they always were when you started wearing the mask, but you thought you could make them change and love them more, and they could love you more. That it just didn't seem to be working out that way. And now you're starting to feel as though you have been putting all the effort forward emotionally wise to develop that emotional bond or commitment with this person, that they would open up and be more emotionally available to you, that you're just not feeling that they can change, that they're going to do that, right? So it's been a big, dagger in your heart about it, and you just hadn't known what to do, even though you know what to do. You didn't know what to do, but you do know what to do. You're committed to this person. This is number A. You're committed to this person, or at least you want to stay committed to this person, but it's been a huge burden. But the divine is saying things are going to look up for you, and you're going to be on a new path. You're going to be letting go of, you learned a life lesson that it's not good to try and be someone else just for the sake of someone else. It's best to always be who you are in your relationships. And you're going to need some time to think about it, right? What are your next actions going to do? Do I stay in this relationship or not? If I stay, am I going to be a fool? Or if I go, it's going to be a leap of faith, because I just want to be like, I want to be single and mingle, single and mingle. Try to attract somebody to me. Not try, but to be available to attract someone to me that would be more on my same page kind of thinking about what a relationship should, in your mind, look like. Because otherwise you're going to be in remorse and regret. You just want to be open to it, Two of Cups, but not necessarily with the person you're in. And you may need the action or the expertise or professionalism of a King of Swords, which is somebody who seeks the truth, generally a lawyer. And if it's not a lawyer, it's somebody who's going to help you devise a strategy, a plan to separate yourself from this person, because you may not be married to them. But if you're married to them, this be more like a divorce lawyer, somebody that you're going to hire, because you need to let go. You need to let go of what's not working so that you can be available for the Two of Cups that's behind you, that you do want to experience, but in this relationship you can't see it. That's what I'm getting. I can't see it, and it's bringing you to, down on your knees in despair, staying with a person who just is not opening up to you and expressing their feelings for you, and making you feel safe and secure, and being there for you, to support you and stuff like that. So you do it like all three. You know already what you need to do. You just need to spend some more time in introspection or meditation, tapping into what your heart is trying to tell you, and seek the guidance of either a counselor, a good friend, a friend of a friend who might have some really great advice for you, your family, or the divine, or all of the above. It doesn't really matter. But you're going to need some guidance. That's what you're going to need. Because you're just kind of like, I know what I need to do, but it's like, I just don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I want to, but I don't know if I can do it. And I don't really want to at the same time. It's very, very complicated and confusing. But if you seek your guidance, you start listening to your inner guidance, right? That's number one priority, inner guidance. Get it confirmed by what other people might tell you. They might say, what is it that you really want? That's their way of saying, what is your guidance, your inner guidance telling you? You will end up finding victory and success. You will end up finding something that's going to suit you, that works for you. It's that you can move forward and feel like you're going to have the happiness that you deserve to have and you want to really have. You're going to be back in the game again, taking a lot of quick action towards communication with somebody that is going to make you feel like you can get back up and you can keep going. You don't have to be like this. You're going to start feeling inspired because you're making a decision to let go of something that's no longer working for you. You're going to let go of it because you've learned a valuable lesson, and that valuable lesson is to realize, to awaken to the reality that you have been someone for someone else that really isn't you. It's not for you. And you're going to be answering the call of your heart and moving forward joyfully. Okay, that looks really good. It may take till the end of the year for that to happen, but this is obviously 2026. It's going to be the year where you're going to be doing it. All right, so that's A. B is if you're started in relationship, it is like you're in despair because, you know, you may be thinking that you're just this beautiful, I don't know, thing on someone's arm, person on someone's arm, right? That you're not really into it, but they are, and you can see how it makes them so happy that you're spending time with them. But you just like keep asking yourself, oh my God, I don't really want to be here. I don't want to, what am I doing here? Oh my God, what am I doing? And so it's like you need some guidance, inner guidance, or guidance from a good friend, whatever, that's going to set you straight. Look, if this, they're going to say something like, look, what is it you really want? Do they do it for you? Do you feel like, do you think about them all day? Or is it kind of, you don't really give much thought to that? But they're there because by the end of the workday, they're on the phone, or probably before, wanting to find out what you're doing tonight, if you're going to be able to do this with them, go out for dinner with them, that sort of stuff. And you're thinking to yourself, well, I got nothing better to do. So I might as well, I'll get fed free. But no, your good friend or someone's going to, or your inner guide is going to say, is this really what you want? Do you really want to be, what is that? Like a trophy, an award someone carries around with them, that you're just someone pretty on, handsome or pretty on someone's arm. They're happy, but you're not. So you're going to seek some guidance. This was saying by the end of the year, you're going to be figuring out things. You're going to be tuning in to what it is that you truly want, because you're just in this like, oh, they're so right. They got a good job. They got a great sense of humor. They look good. They're this, they're that, they're everything else. They don't have a kid. They don't have an ex. They're just like perfect. But why? What is it that I'm just not totally drawn to this person the way I figure I should be, right? You're going to figure it out. It's going to come around. It's going to work out. And then you're going to be taking action. Quick action. You're going to be telling this person, I love you. This is really great stuff. You're the best person in the world. I think we should just be friends. You know, and moving on. You know, feeling inspired because you've done the deed. You took the leap of faith again and said, I don't want to be your trophy. Not that they're looking at you that way, but that's the way you could be feeling about yourself. And then following your calling of being free and single. Like, look at this bird, or look at this cat and this little witch here. They're tooting their horn. They're having a great time on the path moving forward. Judgment, right? I've made the decision to follow my heart. My heart that was telling me there's something missing. There's something missing. So, okay, so that's B. Number C is the situation where you needed a mindset change, perspective, or the physical obstacle is your location. You don't have enough fish in the sea situation where you're at. You're going to feel like it's a troublesome venture for you to be able to see the light, to be able to see, to be able to see differently, having a more positive mindset about your circumstances, your situation. And your circumstances is that you might need to have a real deep think about what's going on subconsciously for you. That's your mindset. Your what is it that you're afraid of? If you were to, you want to be in a relationship, but you're in this kind of situation, whether it's the mindset change or the location, right? So you want to be, it's a mindset change of perspective, it's like you're afraid of something. I'm not good enough, or no one's going to like me, or they're going to see the wart on my finger and they're going to feel disgusted. Anything, whatever it is, there's something in your subconscious mind that you were taught or told, or you had perceived being taught or told. It's totally different. Because you know how we think something, but it may not be really what that person was thinking, like telling you or doing. but we think it was. So you were that in the subconscious at some point in your life being told that you weren't enough, that nobody could ever love you. This kind of, anything like that. Not necessarily your situation who's listening to this video, but there's something about maybe you have, you don't think your body is going to attract somebody to you. That you're not looking at your personality. Your personality could be fantastic, but you might be thinking physically, you can't be possibly, no one's going to be attracted to you physically. Just anything that has something to do with your subconscious belief. There's a subconscious belief that needs to be investigated, brought to the truth, okay? And seeking the guidance that's going to help you alleviate your fear about this. Now, if it's a location, this could be like you're thinking you're still there's quandary. This is what you want. You got a plan, but you're finding out as you're putting things into action by the end of the year that there's really no jobs that you'd want to do, and B, that will pay you even half of what you're making already. So then you got to sit down and think to yourself again, what do I want? Do I want to be in this role, or would I like to be in this role? Making a bunch of money but living my life on my own around other people my gender, or making money, having a job, whatever it is, but not living as high on the hog as I had been, having that kind of money available to you. Because let's say if you're in Alaska, there's probably no penthouses. There's probably no, there might be penthouses, but there's whatever you can imagine, Harley Davidson as your ride, or Rolls Royce or something, however you are able to spend your money that you're making. Maybe you travel back and forth a lot to, be with family, or on some kind of vacation with some buddies or something like that with your money. But you're just not going to be able to afford to do that possibly wherever it is that you want to live, that will be giving you more opportunities to meet more fish in the sea. So you have to decide what's most important to me. And this is just bringing you some despair because it's going to be a big change in life for you. It's a big lifestyle change for you. And you got to decide if you're really, really prepared to do that, to truly commit to it here. But you're going to. You through your time to sit and retrospect, what's going to happen is something at work is going to happen where either it could be something like ownership changes, and the new owners are they're starting to cut people out, layoffs and firing, or just turning into dickheads, right? That kind of employers you wouldn't want to work for. The other employers are great. These guys are just they're not nice at all, or they're just more about the profit, as they're not human resource oriented at all, that kind of thing. And so you're going to, it's going to kind of give you the platform for you to leap off of into a different location, a new, what's going on where you're currently at. It's bad enough where you're sitting there going, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Well, be happy this is happening, because it's actually pushing you to have to make a change. So it's kind of like someone else is making that decision for you, but it's going to be a decision that is going to lead to victory and success. A lot of action taken forward, communication with somebody that you're digging, and you're feeling inspired to take it, because it's something that either you were been pushed into, or it's just that you finally made that decision to be looking this direction, your path, moving forward, following your calling of your heart, right? You're feeling inspired to do that. You're going to get back up after this. Even if you can't find a job that's going to pay you half the amount of money, you're still going to, you can start small, and as you live there for a while, you can start searching for other work. Or if you're staying with the company, that you're going to get, you know, raises and stuff like that. So it's going to be something that you're going to be able to get back up on your feet after feeling like that's not going to happen. It's impossible. I can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. And you're going to go forward. You're going to do it. You're going to be tooting your horn. It's going to be great. It's going to be good for you, right? It's going to be really good for you. You're going to have love in your life. So that's the A, B, and C. Whew. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like. But more than that, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read your comments. Take care of yourself, and Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. Bye for now. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You've chosen this card for lovers. Pile 2, lovers card. And if it wasn't the card, it was the number that you resonated with. And we have 3 and 5. Or 35, 53, or 8 if you add them together. And if it wasn't that, it was your zodiac with Aries and Aquarius, with Cancer and Virgo. So we're looking at the question, what does your love life look like in 2026? And what I've got going on here is that I've got the first 4 months, second 4 months, and the third 4 months tarot card decks. I'm going to lay out a Lenormand card for each one. That gives us a bit of a clue what we're looking at here for your love life in 2026. So the first Lenormand card for 2026 would be for January, February, March, and April. What have we got? Oh, that's the one. We've got the compass. So I'll leave it up, but I wasn't going to reveal it until I was ready. I got all the cards out. But here we go. This will be for May, June, July, August, and this is for September, October, November, December. All right, so let's get the tarot cards for the first part of the month, or year. January, February, March, April. Archangel Michael. What's the story about Pile 2's love life in those months? I get 5 cards, I think. Yep. Okay, for May, June, July, and August, Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, what's going on for Pile 2's love life in those months? Now remember, you can be either in a relationship or not in a relationship, or just started a relationship. We're looking at your love life. You're in a relationship, or you're not in a relationship, but you may want to be in a relationship. You're in a relationship, but you're not so sure how things are going to go with it, because it's just that new. But you maybe have hopes and desires for it. Or you're in a relationship where there's trouble in paradise, and you're just not sure how things are going to work out for the two of you. Okay, so for pile 2, we're starting off with January, February, March, April, and this is the Lenormand card we have, which is Compass. So there is perhaps a new direction. 6, like the lover's number, 6, in love, a new direction in love. Or it's like having the compass. It could be feeling like you're secure, and you're safe, right? That you have that your relationship that you're in. Okay, so A is going to be for the relationship that you're in already. May have been in for a long time, or for a few years, but there's trouble in paradise. Whether you're married or just living together, just together. B is where you're in a relationship, just started kind of thing, that you don't know how things are going to go, so you want to learn some more about it. And C is where you're not in a relationship but want to be. Okay, that's what we're looking at. So the compass is that either you're feeling secure in your relationship, like not necessarily secure, but is that it provides security for you. You know where you're going in the relationship. And I don't mean going like emotionally. I mean, like, you know that if you stay with this person, even if you're not emotionally, there's trouble in emotions, like the trouble in emotional paradise. If that's the case, then it's like you're just going to stay anyways, even if it's not everything that you would want it to be emotionally for you. There's that security that you could, you know, this person, being with this person, you've got the roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, you know, and more. You've got, every year you go on a vacation, you've got a nice car to drive, you've got money in the bank, you've got money for retirement, you have savings, emergency, you know, you got, it's good. Like, life has been good to you that way. Okay, but not necessarily making you feel whole, emotionally fulfilled. Okay, so we've got, yeah, the Five of Swords, holy cow, headache city. Ace of Pentacles, new mindset or relocation or both. The Emperor could be your husband, or you are stepping into a role of taking action. Page of Swords, putting the truth out there. Eight of Cups, walking away from an emotional investment, but going towards something really, really enlightening, beautiful, right here. Yes, you're walking away from something, but you're going towards something for the better, because you've been there, done that. You're letting go of something that was for you. It was for you for a while, but no longer for you, and you're moving forward towards a new, a new path of where you will be getting yourself involved, engaged in another time of your life where there's more new lessons to learn, that kind of thing. Happiness. Yeah, so for A, you're in a relationship, but there's emotion, there's trouble in paradise, and emotionally, or this person's, you're just feeling like you're moving away from them, like you're growing apart. But you're growing apart, and just thinking about it, you think about it a lot, and it gives you headaches. Gives you headaches, and you feel like you're just sabotaging your best efforts moving forward to, abundance and happiness. Right here. You got to change your mind. That's why you're getting headaches. You got to change your mind about your situation and see it from your heart's perspective, and be that boss, the boss of your own heart. Okay? Or this is your husband. And this is like somebody who is ready for a new page in life that has to do with following your truth, which means walking away from what you're emotionally invested in right now, but towards the sunlight. January, February, March, April. That's what you'll be doing. Now, that's for A. For B, it is the situation where you started a relationship, you kind of want to know how things are going to go. Well, things are going to go is that you feel like this relationship you're in is got you on a good path. You're in, your compass is set to true north kind of thing for you in this relationship. But it's making you think about how things are going to change for you if you were to decide to basically take that leap of faith and commit, because the Pentacle is about committing yourself to this relationship, to this person. Maybe this person is your boss. Maybe your person is your boss. Maybe they're involved with somebody are, you know, married to somebody or with somebody else, but you're having this relationship with them, or it's just that you are taking charge and making sure that you're going to be living your life in your truth. Anything that you say or do, you're going to speak your truth to this person, and you're going to walk away from having an investment in not being in a relationship with somebody to being in a relationship with someone. Not being in a relationship with someone to being in the relationship with that person. All right? So you could be doing that, or you're walking away from this relationship and you're going to go somewhere else. You're going to do something else, and we'll find out more. Okay? So you either feel like they are your compass, or that you need to shift to your true north. That this person may not be everything that that you feel ignited, inspired about. Okay? So they may be everything that you could ever want in a person, as a marriage partner or a committed partner, but something is telling you that maybe, like I said, you're highly attracted to them and everything, but they have commitments elsewhere, and you may decide you got to walk away from that, because you're going to follow your truth. You're going to tell them your truth. Hey, I can't do this with you anymore, because I don't see a future in this for me, and it's just giving me headaches. I don't see this being a secure, safe path for me to follow, that I'm going more south than I am going north. I'm following my south node, not my north node. And so you are having to rethink, and decide what else should you do. Taking things into consideration. That's the first part of the year. So that's B. Now C, if you're not with somebody, you're going to be shifting your compass, but it's going to be something that you're willing to do. You're willing to do whatever it takes. However, it's like you've been there possibly in a relationship or relationships before, and they haven't worked out. And it's kind of like, oh my God, if I put myself back out there again, I shift myself from being single into being in a relationship with someone again, how's it going to work out? Like you're not even in a relationship yet, but you're bringing like the past fears or the past failures into your present, and it's giving you nothing but worry and concern and fears. It's a headache kind of thing, and it's the divine is asking you here to change your perspective, mindset change, a new beginning, thinking differently, leaving the old behind, letting go of the past, leaving the old behind, stepping into your power, making changes, taking action, taking control of your mind, and saying, that was then, this is now. I feel like I'm ready, but the old is coming back. It seeps back into your mind from time to time. Oh my God, like that bird is whispering to you, like, what if this happens again? Telling you, reminding you about your fears. What if this happens again? Do you really want to be in a relationship again right now? But you're feeling like you want to be, you're ready for it. Or at least you think you are. So the divine is saying you're going to take action. You're going to step into your big boy shoes here as the emperor, whether it's woman or man. Okay. And you're going to, start speaking your truth. Put messages out there, like messages to, messages going out with your friends, or just going out, and you're putting yourself out there, letting the opposite gender or same gender, whatever works for you, you're going to be putting yourself out there, giving the message that you're available, is what that is. And this is like walking away from this torment to opening yourself up to love here, letting go of the fears of the past, of what was. Okay, so that's the first 4 months. So for A, we got toil and labor. Number 38, which is 11, which is 2. 2 is unity. Toil and labor, working hard. And it's going to take some effort. Let's just put it that way. For A, it's going to take some effort. A, okay, well, let's get the rest of the tarot out. We've got the World. Okay, changing the chapter, the Magician. The Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords. And the Five of Wands, conflict. And the Lovers. Well, holy moly. There's a choice to be made. So A is the person who's in a relationship already, been in for a while or a few years at least. And you're just not sure about how this is going to go for you, if you need to walk away from it or stay. It's going to take some effort on your part. Have you already been putting in a lot of effort on your part? Maybe you've been putting in too much and they haven't been putting enough in, and that's something that you need to think about. And you've been thinking about it. How much you've been working to keep you two alive and together. Or you haven't been. Maybe you're the one that, you're pretty much the one who hasn't really been putting much of an effort, and they have, let's just say. But it's going to be work. It's going to be a lot of work moving forward if you plan on staying with this person. You've got to close out the chapter of the old, of you not being happy with your situation, your relationship situation, your commitment situation. You've got to put an end to it so that you can, have all the faculties, mentally, emotional, and truth, and you got the desire, okay, mental, the pentacle, emotional, the cup, the sword, the truth, and the desire, which is the one. You have all the faculties to be able to, because you ended a chapter of saying, I'm going to try and make this work. So you end that chapter of should I leave or should I stay? You've decided to stay. That's just an example. And Magician, so that you have all the resources that you need in order for you to be able to stand in your truth as the King of Swords, whether you're male or female, King of Swords, to fight off the inner conflict of what you're going to have from time to time, or the conflict you're going to have with this person, because maybe the two of you argue a lot. And that when you argue, you might think, should I be with this person? I maybe argue a lot. And I've been asking myself this for years. Or we argue from time to time. It's kind of like, well, if we're so in love with each other and want to be with each other, why do we argue? So you have those kind of questions possibly. You're going to be cutting through that truth of why that it's okay for people to argue. It's okay to not see eye to eye on things. You're going to be coming to that truth that you're going to take action in this, strategize, put a plan in action that's going to lead to you realizing that arguments sometimes can be very, very beneficial, advantageous to a relationship, because you start discussing, maybe heatedly at first, but discussing what everyone else's, what your ideas are and opinions and beliefs, and that what theirs are. It's worse if the person doesn't even want to argue with you. It's worse because they don't want to discuss something, even if it's a heated discussion. People are pointing fingers. They're not doing anything. They just look like they're a dead fish, laying on the sand on the beach, because they're out of their element. It's worse that way. They're out of their element. They don't do well in arguments. So they don't do anything. They don't talk, they don't respond, and they don't have any facial, nonverbal expressions to give you any clues as to what they might be thinking while you're going like this. So it's worse. It's better to have someone who's going to argue back with you, because then you've got an open dialogue. You've got nothing to work with when the person will talk to you. And so then you'll have, you'll be deciding whether or not at this point that if you're still arguing, you're going to have always this decision to make, a choice to make. Should I stay or should I go? You made a decision to stay, but through this, you have to get past the idea that it's okay for two people who say they love each other and want to commit to marriage to argue. It's okay for that. This is the person you love, and this is one that you've got a choice. You always have a choice. You can stay or go. It's always up to you. And so there's your choice option. It's still open. But right now you feel as though, yes, you have the choice, but you're still staying in that. And so this is May, June, July, August. You're still staying. So that's A. You're choosing them because, you love them. B is the one that's just newly in a relationship, and it's going to be a lot of work. You're seeing it's going to be a lot of work, an effort to be with this person, because you are feeling as though they are not necessarily on the same page with you about being like a lifetime commitment, like a long-term commitment. And you don't know if this is a new chapter in being together with them, or a new chapter of you being on your own. But you've got the resources, you've got everything you need already to devise a strategy for yourself to move forward in your truth. That's the ultimate, that's the ultimate. It's moving forward in your truth here. And you're going to have some inner conflict from time to time, because you're going to be feeling as though your person wants to take flight. No, it could possibly be, but your person is maybe not the one you really want to be flying in partnership with. You're just not sure that they are everything that you like, particularly if it's someone who is in a relationship with someone else already, married or whatever. You're going to be probably telling them that you can't do this with them anymore. You need to speak their truth to them, and ending that chapter of being someone else's extra person. It's been plaguing your mind about it, that the compass you've been allowing yourself to follow is not necessarily leading you down the right path, because you've been attracted to this person for this reason, that reason, the other reason, but they're not available. So it's going to be a lot of work for you to be able to move on from this person, especially if you're working around them. You may need to change your job or your neighborhood if they live nearby, or something, town. Depends. Because they're always going to be in your face. It's going to be difficult because you're so highly attracted to them. It's going to be difficult for you to say no. To start leading a life of saying no to them and not being available to them anymore. Closing that chapter, that book, and new chapter of you moving on from that and truly stepping into your power as a powerful magician, right? Powerful magician, having a strategy which starts with following your truth. Though you're still going to have inner conflict about this, because you're still going to, see this person if you don't have a strategy that includes moving, by putting real distance between you and this person, so you don't bump into them. You don't see them with their person, that sort of stuff. But you just feel like your choice is either stay in conflict with yourself, because you're going to continue doing this, which I don't feel you're going to, or you're going to make the decision to take flight and put yourself out there to be with someone who is available to you to fly with, okay? And C is the one that's not in a relationship, like to be in a relationship, but worried about putting themselves back into a relationship. The what if, the fears about, oh, my other relationships have ended really, really badly. And am I ready to put myself in that position? Like, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you're thinking, what if it does? Well, what is it that you need to work on real hard about yourself, about your situation, to change so that you don't have to end up in those circumstances again where you had to walk away from that investment? If there's anything that you need to walk away from, it's an investment in, oh, pardon me, guys. Okay, it did stop beeping. There was a beeping. There was an emotional investment in with someone that, you know, ended badly. You just don't have a good track record, possibly, and that's what you're worried about. But it's something that's going on within you. It always is. If we're having trouble, there's always something going on with you, and it's like that's that subconscious. It's a fear that comes from the subconscious mind that's reminding you of, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not this, you're not that. You know, your father, your mother, this, that, you know, all sorts of messages from other people that you have taken on to be your truth, your subconscious mind, which is your operating system that you've been living from and operating from in a relationship, a romantic relationship kind of relationship. And then it goes south, it goes sour, it goes south, right? Not north. North node is like North node is that where your destiny is, where you're destined to be. South is like, it's like you're living in karma land, you know? That's kind of how I perceive it. So anyways, that would be C, is that you need to put an end to a chapter of thinking it's just going to go bad. Even though I want this, I just don't know if I'm strong enough for this, right? You're going to have to put some work into yourself to find out what it is that's holding you back from when you do engage in a relationship to making it successful, okay? In that chapter of that kind of mentality, that thinking, that subconscious belief system that you have, take a look at it and seriously see, what is it that I don't feel so confident about myself? About what is it that I lack confidence in about myself? And then you say, you find something, maybe you write it down, you find something, and then you look at that and you say, well, where did I get that from? Who or what was instilled in me to believe that I'm not, you know, that I'm lacking in this area, in this thing about myself? Where did this come from, in other words? And then when you come up with that, you write that down. Well, I guess it's probably something to do with the way my dynamic relationship was with my own father. You know, they made me feel like I could never measure up, right? I would never be able to measure up. Well, now you're going to look at that and say, is that really my truth? Is that, you're going to say, yeah, well, all my relationships failed. Well, that was before you started looking into this. Now that you're looking at it, you're discovering what it is that has been holding you back from having the right perspective, the right frame of mind that says, I don't lack, I am abundant, I'm wealthy in the area of my heart. You know, I'm ready to give my heart to someone. And I'm, you know, when I get invested in a relationship, I give 110% of my heart to them. I do this, I do that, and then everything. And you start saying how you are so committed to the relationship that maybe you over commit, you know, overcompensate for what the beliefs that you have that have something to do with lacking confidence in some area. that started from when you were in childhood, childhood or teen years. You start looking at that stuff, you could start saying to yourself, that might have been true for me at one time. I might have really believed it, or might have been true for me at one time, but it isn't true for me now. That's basically what you have to come to terms with. That's closing the chapter on that. That's opening you up to a brand new power of being feeling that you're abundant as opposed to lacking confidence. You're abundant in confidence. You've got the strategy of following your truth. This is your truth. Your truth is that you have, yes, you've had failed relationships, but you've got this kind of love for this kind of commitment, this kind of blah, blah, blah. I do this and that and everything else to make the woman or the man in my life feel loved and secure and supported. I got a lot going on for me. So it's just a matter of what was that underlying belief I had that kept creeping up into my relationship, and maybe it made me jealous. Maybe it made me feel insecure, and so I'd get jealous, and then my person would get sick and tired of me being jealous all the time, asking them questions, possibly making them feel as though you didn't trust them, and they just ended it. Said, I can't do this with you anymore. So what's making you jealous? That's just as an example of something that's some kind of belief you've got that causes you to feel insecure, lacking confidence in your commitment with your person's commitment to you. Okay? It's just something you need to think about, or might need to think about. But there's that inner turmoil. It's always going to come back up because it's a new way. You're engaging in something new. So in order to secure something as a habit, as a routine, as something that you're going to do all the time, there'll be those weeks, that usually takes 6 weeks to really cement in a new habit, a new belief. It's going to be those first 5-6 weeks that you're going to still have questions about, are you just kidding yourself? Am I still lacking confidence? Too much lacking that nobody would want to stay with me. So these are your choices to make that you're going to have to really have a look at to see if you want to put the time and effort. And this is into you. Because once you get it into you, you can take that energy of working hard on making the relationship work, because you're changing the way you approach it. You enter into it. You engage in the relationship because you've got a change of mind. Subconscious. Okay, so we got wealthy man. Well, wealthy man, he's to do, right? 13 is for new foundation. To build a foundation as a wealthy person. It doesn't have to be man. And then we've got the Ace of Swords, truth-seeking, truth-speaking, with the Six of Lovers. You're lovers twice here. And Judgment, following your heart, your calling, destiny, with the Nine of Swords, being open to, strength, being open to. The Nine of Swords, I've come to see it as also, you can look at it from the perspective that you're sleeping and you're receiving downloads. Because it's swords, right? It's truth. Receiving downloads. That messages from your higher self. Your soul, your higher self, the divine, your super guides, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, whatever, God, whatever, Holy Spirit, Mother Mary, whatever it is, whoever it is, Jesus, you're receiving divine truth, divine messages, guidance during sleep time. Dreams, right? Sleep time. And I get that all the time. I'm always getting downloads. You know how I know too that when I'm sleeping and dreaming, the lights just start flashing like behind my eyes, right? The lights just start flashing like it's a strobe light, or it's fireworks, going off like this, does that, and then it's done. It goes, and I awaken to it and I say, oh, I just received some more wisdom, some more or truth, you know, some kind of download that obviously need this information for. I need this guidance for whatever is going to go on from that moment on, right, with me. So for a person, the person who's living with someone who's committed to somebody, you are going to be living abundantly because you decide one way or the other. You may decide to go for it and stay with them. Okay, put an end to the chapter of should I stay or should I go, you know. Putting an end to that chapter. Putting an end to wanting to walk away from this emotional investment. Still having your concerns about it. Inner conflicts or exterior conflicts with your person, but realizing that that's normal for to not be seen eye to eye on everything in a relationship, love relationship, okay? Or you decide you're going to walk away from the investment, which is going to cause you to possibly have to go back to work, and you may need to take a menial position because it depends if you have been working all along or you took time off for babies if you're a woman. Do you have a degree? You know, you just may need to work at the 7-Eleven or the grocery store, Safeway, or at you know, a corner market or gas station or something for a while in order for you to pay because you got to live somewhere else. You'll still, if you're married, you'll still have that marital protection, that support until you divorce. But it's not going to be as, you know, as a luxurious, you know, luxurious lifestyle that you're living, being out on your own, especially if you got kids you're taking with you. But you're ending that chapter of being with your person, okay? And it's again, because you're making a decision that because you're following your heart, whether you're staying with them or not, you're putting yourself in a position becoming a powerful manifester, magician, and strategizing, having a plan to follow your truth. And it's going to be, you're going to have conflict, an inner conflict, because you're going to be thinking, this is really hard. This is hard being on my own, especially if you've got kids. This is hard. It'd be a lot easier if I'd stayed, right? But you're making the decision to no longer fly coupled, you know, in partnership with someone. You're going to fly, you're going to take the lead and you're going to follow, you're going to fly, leave them behind. That's what your decision is. It's going to be, you're going to have that inner conflict about it. You're going to be asking yourself if this is the right thing you should have done. Should I have done it? But you're going to. Either way, if you stay or not, you're following your heart. Okay? That's the whole thing. If you do decide to stay, you stay because you're following your heart. You decide that you're going to be able to get over any kind of conflict that the two of you have by saying it's okay, this is just all part of being a couple, this is all part of being married, whatever. We're going to have this from time to time. If I just, you know, put some space between me and that person, me and the situation for a time, I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it and you know, I'll feel like I was able to, you know, you need to put some space between you and your issues with your person so that you can come back refreshed and ready to take on another week with them. Okay, something like that. But you're going to be, either way, you're going to be a wealthy person. You're going to be building a new foundation either with or without them. Ace of Swords, following your truth, either with or without them, following your truth. As the lovers, you know, you're going to be following your truth towards love, you know, true love, basically. True love, whether it's you're staying with them or you're moving on to someone else. This is the later part of the year. September, October, November, December. But you're following your calling. You're following your heart. That's what I said. Either way, you stay with them or not. And you're going to be getting some guidance and, you know, of how to manage your conflict with your person if you stay with them, and manage your inner conflict if you don't stay with them. Okay, because it's going to come back. You know, you're always going to have questions of whether you did the right thing or not. You might feel as though you did the right thing, but then your inner conflict would come to, like, how do you move forward? How do you make ends meet? How do you, you know, how do you do what you need to do in order to have the comfort and the security you once had, even if it's just half as much as that kind of thing. So you're going to be, you might have some nightmares, sure, but you're also going to be getting some guidance through those dreams, not nightmares, but dreams. All right, you're going to be getting the guidance. You're going to have the support from the divine that you need, so that you can courageously keep moving forward with your person or without them. Looking like fears right into the mouth. Looking straight into your fears and dealing with them, helping the divine, helping you to deal with them. Okay, so that was A. For B, it's a person who's in the relationship with somebody, but they're maybe with someone else, and you need to walk away from that situation, because it's not a good situation to stay in. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You realize that you're making the decision to fly solo so that you can catch up with somebody else. It's you. You're moving away. You're leaving them behind in your flight dust. Yes, you're going to have that inner conflict about it, because you're going to be running into this person if you don't actually physically relocate. But you got that plan to be happy, strategy to be happy, because you're following your truth, and you are going to. You're going to be a wealthy person in all areas: work, love, relationships, finances, and health. Okay, you're following your truth again. You're going to be running into somebody who's going to become your new love partner, and it could be somebody that is actually been always in the wings, but because you were so focused on somebody else, you never saw them, and they wouldn't be seeing you. Maybe they did see you, but it would be like a soulmate, a true soulmate here. Is what because you're following your truth now. You're doing what's right for you morally and in every other respect. You're doing what's right for you. That's going to see you being very, very powerful, standing in your power as a power manifester, manifesting true love here. Following your heart, calling. This is your destiny now, and you're going to be continued to be protected and guidance while you sleep. Guided while you sleep to encourage you, yes, but to support you, to make sure that to feel confident that you've made the right decision, you made the right choices, and you're going to be you're no longer going to be holding back your ability to be in a relationship with true love. You're going to be following your heart, and it's going to take some courage, because again, you're still so attracted to this guy here, girl, guy, whatever, that it's going to be hard for you to see someone else that way until this person shows up on your radar. Then you've got to make sure that this person, you've got some due diligence to do. You got to make sure that this person is available, that you're just not falling in under the same, on the same path as you were before, just different person, different place, different time. So you want to make sure you do your due diligence and find out for sure that they are available, that you're not going to be the other woman or other man in this person's life. This will be following your true calling, and you're going to be supported. Okay, divine is not leaving you in the lurch. You're going to feel as though you're going to be bolstered up with feeling strong, that inner strength that you've made the right decision, and this is going to make you very happy, very, very happy, this new person coming on your radar. You may already know them, but like I said, you're so focused on this person here that they're just like, they're not in your purview. They're not in your peripheral. They're just on your peripheral, but so far off on your peripheral that they're just a dot. They're not a person, they're just a dot. But they're going They're going to move in because you're going to be open, manifesting, right? You'd be opening up your energy to say, I'm available, because I'm no longer with somebody who is not available to me. So now I can be truly available. Looks great, guys. I'm so happy for you, pile 2. And I hope that this was helpful. Please comment. Let me know if this resonated with you in some way. Tell me a little bit about your story. I'd love to hear from you. But otherwise, have a very Merry Christmas. And we'll see you in the new year. Bye for now. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this card, Lover's card, for your reading. Okay, and we're looking at the question of what does your love life look like in 2026, and we're going to be looking at the 3 separate times of year. And if you didn't use this card as for your choice, you used it for the number. You used the number instead. It's 2 or 4, 20, 24, 42, or 6. Resonated with you, and if not that, it was your zodiac sign: Capricorn and Libra, Pisces and Gemini. Okay. I'm going to start off with the Lenormand to find out, get 3 separate cards for each area of the year, or each time of the year. So starting off with January, February, March, April, and then May, June, July, August, and then September, October, November. So let's start off with January, February, March, April card for the Lenormand. I'm not going to turn it up. I've been turning it up, but I'm not turning it up this time. Okay, so for May, June, July, August, and September, October, November. All right. Then I got the tarot for each time of those years. Each time of the year for January, February, March, April, May. No, for January, February, March, April. All right, what do we have? Archangel Michael. That's what does pile 3's love life look like in January, February, March, and April of 2026. Okay. Five. That's what I've been doing. 5. Okay. Now for May, June, July, and August, please. Archangel Michael, what does pile 3's love life look like in May, June, July, August next year, 2026? Thank you. More? That'll be the first one. Okay, and finally for September, October, November, December, Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, what does pile 3's love life look like in September, October, November, and December of 2026? Thank you so much. Okay, so starting with the Lenormand, we're going to find out for January, February, March, April, what's going on in your love life. Now, we were looking at A, B, and C. A, B, and C. A being the situation where you are already in a relationship, have been for many years, or for several years, maybe not, 10, 20 or whatever, but for several years or a few years, and that there's trouble in paradise, at least in your own mind, if not truly between the two of you. And the second one is B, that is that you are in a relationship, started a relationship, you just want to kind of know how things are going to go. You're not certain if this is the one or not, kind of thing. And C is a situation where you're not in a relationship, but you want to be in a relationship. Okay, let's go. So we got 32, which is 5. It's changed. We look at the Moon card. The Moon card has to do with, well, it could be with secrets and fears and stuff like that, but it's also I believe has to do with, well, let's see, I don't want to say something that might not be right. 32, because between this and another card, I always kind of get them confused. Okay, love and romance. Yeah, love and romance, intuition and psychic abilities, imagination and creativity are but a few of the ideas I stand for. I reach across the sky and influence the waters. I am admired all around. I bring fame. I bring honors. This is somebody that wants to be seen, but is just not getting seen as well. Not getting seen. You know, you want to be seen as somebody who is available, somebody who is attractive, somebody who is worthy of being someone's love partner. But you're just not being seen clearly like that. It has to do with this love and romance area of life for you. Because if it's the sun, it's clear. You know, sun. It's the sun illuminates everything. There's no ambiguities or anything like that. But with the moonlight, there is. So for A, well, let's get the tarot out first. We've got the Ace of Teacups, which is Ace of Cups, Page of Hedgehogs, Page of Pentacles, Five of Spears, Five of Swords, Knight of Hedgehogs, the Knight of Pentacles, with the Eight of Cups. Okay, walking away from an emotional investment, but going towards something better. You're with somebody. I don't think that you feel like you're seen. That you don't feel as though you're valued in that area of being someone who is you're in a relationship. You don't feel as though they value you enough. You're in a romantic relationship. You don't feel as though you're being seen and valued for all that you give, all that you do is what I got. All that you give and all that you do in the relationship. This was, like it's the Ace of Cups, right? This was a path of love, great love for you. It was. You may have been friends at one time, first as friends, the Page of Pentacles, or you have a child, or at least, at least one child. But there has been a lot of like sabotaging energy in your energy or in their energy or in the energy that's between you two, where the Knight of Pentacles is like things are going so slow, like you just feel like you're swimming in molasses instead of water. Swimming in molasses or upstream. And it makes you think often, should you be doing this? Should you be in this or not? I should walk away. But I'm emotionally invested. I do care for this person. Now you may not be in love with them anymore, but you might be. But you do care for them. But you feel as though it's not really reciprocated in the sense that they don't value what you do in the relationship, what you give. They don't value it. It's kind of like, yeah, you should. That's what no question about it. It's just the way you should be behaving or giving or doing. That's your job. That's your part. That's your role, kind of thing. And then because this is the Eight of Cups again, energy right here, which is right there. It's like you feel as though they are not enough invested in you. They don't have their love enough invested in you. That you feel like you are sacrificing the kind of love that you know you deserve, or you feel you should deserve or should have. You're sacrificing that by being with somebody who doesn't really truly see you the way you want to be seen. That's what I'm getting from that pile 3. But this was like you've poured out your heart, you know, your love, your energy, your giving into this cup for them. You poured your heart out to them. You've given it all. You've given yourself. You've given it all. And, you know, you even gave them a child. You gave them a family. You gave them what they wanted. Not that you didn't want it. I'm just saying it's maybe two both agreed on it. Maybe you didn't want a child, but you gave them a child because that you felt like that was what was needed in the relationship. You know how often when a couple gets together and they are just something feels missing, and it's not that there's no child in the relationship that's missing, which it could be. I mean, it's not like it's missing. It's just not happened yet. It's really, there's a void. There is some unfulfilled, emotionally unfulfilled void between the two of you, that we mistakenly believe that a child, if we bring the child into it, that'll somehow miraculously make that void go away. And it never does. Never, ever does. But we all do it. We've all made that mistake until we learn some life lessons, grow a bit, and realize that that really wasn't what it was. That it didn't. You've come to realize after the child's there that just maybe it made things worse. Maybe they were so parentally focused that you felt as though they're giving their attention and love to the child, and you're not getting any of it. You got little in the first place, and now you're really not getting any of their time and focus because the child gets all of it. Or you did get a lot of it, and now that the child's around, you don't get as much as you used to. Like, you just like your second priority. You feel like this. You feel like your second priority, or you're not first choice anymore in your relationship with your person. And you possibly feel as though whatever decisions, if they were a friend, if this is not a child, if they were a friend to you, that you started off as friends, things have just been going south for the two of you. You're not, you know, if you don't make this relationship work, you're not even going to be friends anymore. Like, you won't be friends. You're in a long-term relationship. Like, we're talking about A here. A is about people who are together, who are committed to each other, whether long-term or just past few years, married or not, been together. That you start off as friends, and you can see that it won't go that way if you decide to say, I'm leaving it behind, I'm walking away. Because I just feel like I'm like the salmon trying to swim upstream. Some of them succeed, some of them don't. And you just feel like you're swimming in molasses. Yeah, or walking on marshmallows. I don't know. The other day I was trying to put a painting up, hang a painting on the wall above the bed without moving the bed, because the bed's on carpet, and it's treacherous. It's impossible to move a bed when it's on carpet with the kind of feet it has on it. So I had to, if I wanted to hang this painting, I had to do it while standing on the bed while the mattress is so. It's a good mattress, but it's soft, and it's like walking on marshmallows and trying to get some stability, you know, and if I'll stand there and measure and put the nail in the wall and hang the painting. It's like, you never knew if you're going to fall backwards or not, because it was like walking on marshmallows on the bed. Anyway, no sturdiness. But yeah, feeling like you're walking on marshmallows because you're just not getting anywhere. You don't feel very sturdy, very supported. You don't feel supported in your relationship. You're going to do whatever it takes, though, in order for you to get yourself out of, to get yourself out of the molasses and finish the cross the finishing line, like the Knight of Pentacles does. You're going to succeed in that. You're walking away from an emotional investment because this person doesn't emotionally fulfill you anymore. If they ever did. As a friend, great, but not as a romantic partner. As a friend, you didn't have all that, the expectations between you. The two of you, you just had great times together as friends, but then you turned it into a relationship. You got married, maybe had kids or not, doesn't matter, but you've been together for a while, and it's like you poured your heart out into this relationship with them, but they're just, they're treating you more like you're a friend because you just don't feel value. That they don't see you, what you give to the relationship and what you do. There's no thanks, possibly. There's no recognition. There's no acknowledgement. There's no apologies or something or anything. Okay, so that's for A. For B, you're in a relationship, just started kind of thing, and you kind of want to know how things are going. Well, again, it's kind of the similar situation as the A example, is that you want to be seen as being the person for them. You want to be seen as the person for them. You want them to invest in you completely. You've been investing in them. You started off as friends, okay, but now you're in this romantic commitment, and you're feeling like it's sabotaged. If you were to tell your person that, you know what, I think we should just be friends, again. This just doesn't feel right, or I think maybe I've made the mistake of deciding to be more involved with you than we were before as friends. And so you break up, whatever. You're not going to be friends anymore. They're going to see to it. You're not going to be friends anymore. You're not going to cross the finish line with this person. You're walking away from the emotional investment that you put into it. That's what I see, is that you're walking away from something that wasn't working out for you. And although they started off as a friend with you, that whole connection that you have with that person is going to be sabotaged when you say, I think I've made a mistake, right? So that's for situation B. Situation C is when you're not in a relationship but want to be. You want to be seen. You want to be seen in the light of someone who is going to be a romantic, because possibly you are a romantic person at heart. And you're ready to fill someone's cup. You want someone to fill your cup. You want to make an offer to somebody. Maybe you got somebody on your mind, and you're going to do whatever you need to do. And like if there's suitors, like competition, right? If there's competition, you're going to pull out all the stops to be the winner, because there might be someone you got on your mind, and you want to finish. You've got to keep saying, cross the finish line. You want to cross the finish line. You're going to cross the finish line, and this emotional investment is something that you are. It's like the thing that you are walking towards. It's an emotional investment, but the Eight of Cups is that you're walking away from something else. And that something else would be your emotional investment you have in wanting to be seen. See, that was a tricky one. for this, wanting to be seen. You have an emotional investment in wanting someone to recognize you. Although that can be healthy, it can also be an obstacle, because you might come across too strong. You might come across as too strong, possibly be seen as, it may not be, but be seen as someone who's manipulative, someone who is going to do whatever it takes, even if it is to do or say, like this, your person that you have on your mind, that you have an attraction towards. There might be other people who are interested in that person too, and they might see you as someone who would try to sabotage their efforts in whatever manner that would be, that they would not respect or they do not appreciate. And you may end up making them walk away from you. Okay? So you got to cool your jets. Got to cool your jets, because you want to be seen as someone who is emotionally available, of course, and who would pull out all the stops to be whatever or do whatever for your person. But they might see you as being someone that, like, it boils down to not knowing if they can trust you. That maybe you're trying to do something underhanded, sneaky, that kind of thing. Kind of 7 swordish, but the 5 is swordish. Sabotaging other people's efforts for them to be with her or him. Okay? So that's A, B, and C. Now, that's for January, February, March, and April. And then we're looking at what's going on in May, June, July, August. Oh my goodness. The coffin. Ooh, the coffin's the end, but a new beginning. And is the 9. A new start is the 1. But you add the 2 together and you get 10, which is a new beginning again. New beginning, end of something. Okay. And we have the Page of Swords with the 9 of Swords. Yeah. Okay. And the 5 of Pentacles. Yeesh. And the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. And then the 3 of Wands. All right. This looks good. Looks good. That's good. That's good. Yes. So for A, situation A, you're with somebody. You don't feel as though they're seeing you and putting everything into it. You may have a kid, right? That all their attention, focus, affection is focused on. And you're thinking, I gotta leave this investment behind, because I'm just like moving through molasses trying to get somewhere with this person, because now they got all their attention on the kid. Or it's just that it's just not a good situation. You've poured your life and heart into the relationship, and it's kind of like you may have been friends at one time, things were good then, but they're not, and you know that it's not going to end on a friendly note by leaving this relationship. Still moving through, not crossing the finish line. You're actually going to end it. Ending it, all right? Ending it, but new beginning. Ending it. Following your truth. Getting downloads. That elephant. Getting downloads while sleeping. Following your truth is tapping into your truth, right? Your inner truth. Following your truth. Cutting away that which no longer serves you, because you know what you deserve. You know you deserve to be seen and recognized, acknowledged, and treated as such fairly, right? Treated fairly. That you deserve that. And the divine is going to be supporting you. I see the 9 of Swords not just as losing sleep at night, but you may be losing sleep at night because you're getting downloads. You may be having nightmares because you're getting downloads about information that's not new, that is new to you. So it can be a little bit scary, you know, whenever people are afraid, it's because we're afraid of what it is we don't understand. And that could possibly show up in your dreams as something scary, like a big, great big 2-ton elephant that's going to land on you. Squish the daylights out of you, yes. But it's something that is going to get you feeling a lot less out of the feeling a lot less out on the outside, looking in. Lot less feeling. You're going to feel like you are coming into a better place. That you're going to be invited into love, invited into abundance, invited into moving forward into a relationship, love life that is going to be fair, balanced, fair. Okay? And you're preparing yourself for this. This is what your dreams are going to be, the downloads, the wisdom, the guidance that you're going to receive is going to make you feel as though you're going to be able to know, you're not going to be looking like, because in this situation, if it's a child, I really feel it's more like a child here, that you are going to be not feeling left out, you see, because they got such a great connection, but they kind of like, they've got such a great bond and connection that you can't understand or you can't be a part of, because your person's making sure of that. And so you feel left out in the cold, but you're going to feel less left out because you decided to put an end to it. You put that relationship in a coffin. And now things are going to be much more fair, like in your love life. You're preparing yourself for that. You're more balanced because you have brought balance in to your energy by just making the decision to move on from something that was not making you happy. And it never did. Because this person never recognized you for what you were to them, how they should have acknowledged you. Never did. Okay, so that's A. B is the person who's in a relationship and doesn't know how it's going to go. Well, it's the thing that you want to be recognized. You're pouring your love into it. You were friends at first. You're worried that if it doesn't go well, that you won't even be friends. You don't feel like you're being able to cross the finish line with this person. You have to, in order to secure a finish or a win, you've got to let go of the idea of needing to be of being seen. Like I said, it can go for you or against you, depending on how, I hate to say it this way, but desperate you are to have the win kind of thing. To grab the brass ring to win. You may need to let go of that emotional investment of doing whatever it takes to be with this person for the long term, because you may end up pushing them away. And this is what happens. You either put an end, you're putting an end to the last nail in the coffin about what you need to let go of, that emotional investment. You have a being that person. It's like winning that person. Winning that person. Speaking your truth to this person. You may need to talk to them about how you're feeling about this, so that they can maybe help you see through their eyes that they do see you as someone valuable to them. You may need to do that so you can let go of doing whatever it takes, kind of thing. So you put that behind you. You leave that emotional investment behind you. You put it to bed. you speak to them, you speak your truth, you cut away what could be sabotaging your efforts, that may be sabotaging your efforts to secure a long-term with them, because you've got this need, you know? You got this need to be seen, like you're like full on with them, possibly. Full on with them. They may feel like you're a little bit too needy. I'm just getting this, okay? Maybe a little bit too needy in their mind, and which could push them away, like I said. So you start speaking your truth about it to them, your fears, you know, tell them about what it is that you feel you need in a relationship, and what you're willing to compromise and give, and what your expectations are and stuff like that. Having an honest conversation with them, sending out that message to them that you're willing to look at your need to be seen as the only one for them, as being the all and most important thing on your mind, as you're willing to compromise that energy a bit if it's going to make it happen, that the two of you can symbiotically stay together, you know, because you're not going to be pushing. You're mine, or I'm yours, pushing. You're going to actually, you know, pull back a little bit and allow them some breathing room, basically. Okay, good. And you're not going to be, you don't have to feel like you're left out in the cold if you don't let this person know how much they mean to you all the time. Okay, that maybe you get jealous, I don't know, but things are going to turn fair, and you're going to start feeling a lot more secure in the relationship. And, you know, looking out across the horizon, you're going to be able to see the end in sight for you guys. Like, I don't know, not saying it's the end of the relationship, but like your future together. You're going to be able to see it. Looking out across the ocean into the horizon, you're going to be able to see that there is the great possibility that the two of you can make this work. But you got to talk. You got to speak your truth. You got to let go of that need, okay, and speak your truth about it with them, so that you are, you know, open to receiving more truth, but also being able to sleep at night knowing that you're not actually being left out in the cold. You're actually been doing it to yourself by having this need to expect this person to make you their number one all the time. You know, maybe you like having them spend all their spare time with you. Maybe you like texting to them all day long while they're at work, you're at work, whatever. And it could be something that's getting between the two of you, that they might have a problem with, that energy is just basically pushing your person away, who the two of you got on really good as friends. And you know, so you've turned, you know, put it to the next level of a romantic relationship, and then now things are like kind of up in the air, you know, up in the air. But you're seeing to it, possibly from watching this tarot card, that emotional grip you might have on your person is maybe a little too much, that you are going to start loosening your grip, you know, putting an end to that hardcore grip of losing them, because you don't want to lose them as a lover, because then you lose them as a friend, is what you're feeling. And you had such a great friendship, and you're going to be opening yourself up to being more relaxed, because you're going to talk to them and speak to them, tell them your truth. Okay, that's the ticket right there. Being willing to let go and to speak your truth to this person. You will be able to sleep easier at night. You won't feel like you know, you're pushing them away. So like making yourself feel like you're out of your element. You're like a fish out of water. The Five of Pentacles, that you're putting yourself, leaving yourself out of the potential of a beautiful relationship. So you'll be looking in from the outside, looking in on what others have and you don't have, because you may be pushing that person, that relationship away. It's going to become balanced because, again, you're talking your truth to them and you're open to releasing. There, now you can see, because of that, now you can see that your future together in the long run. All right, so C is not being in a relationship but want to be. But this one here, your person may be seeing you as being too pursuing, you know, too full on. That you're sabotaging the efforts of her being with other people because you may be monopolizing her time, her or his time and space. You're going to put an end to that. You put an end to that. You're going to speak the truth. You're going to apologize. You're going to send out the message that you know, it makes you lose sleep at night, wondering if they're not going to accept you into their life. So it keeps you on the outside, looking in on this person having a relationship with someone else when it should be you, right? You're going to bring balance into it now because you're opening yourself up to relaxing that idea of pushing yourself onto this person. And you can then see your future with them. You know, being prepared to have a future with them, that she or he is going to say yes to wanting to be with you because you are going to be communicating with them. You're going to be letting them know that that you do want to really be with them, but you are not going to come on 110%. It'd be 100%, not 110%, because you got to give them some breathing room, okay? Because they're not your person yet, right? Okay, so that's the May, June, July, and August. What's going on? Looks good for everybody. A, B, or C. Now for the last part. Oh, look at this, child. New beginning. It's like 18 is 9. It's because something has ended here. New beginning. A new beginning. A new, like, childlike way of looking at things. Hopeful, right? The Empress energy. The King of Pentacles energy. Commitment. 10 of Wands. That's over with. 2 of Wands. Having, like, now you've got looking at crossroads and seeing the High Priestess, realizing this was your destiny. Like this. These lovers. It's like a destiny, a true soulmate. You're going to realize how important this relationship is to you. Okay, so for A is the one who doesn't feel seen, acknowledged, and the child is getting, you know, that kind of thing. And you are ending the relationship, ending it, speaking your truth, receiving downloads, not feeling like you're left out in the cold between you and your person and the child. And fairness, like balance, comes into your energy because you're putting something behind you that was not making you happy, not emotionally fulfilling you, and now you can see the light of your new future moving forward. You're preparing yourself to move forward in a new beginning here. Very excited about it because you're putting away unhappiness, choosing happiness. You're stepping into your Empress energy, your power of powerful manifestation, power of knowing the truth, and you attract this King of Pentacles person into your life who wants to commit to you. And it's like you've got your offer, gift for them, like, you know, and they are offering it to you. There's back to you. It's not like this. It's not like that you poured your heart out, but they didn't pour anything into you. Okay, and they never did. And now 10 of Wands is like, there's no more riding the rough sea of not being seen, you know, not being emotionally fulfilled. You are, you know, you're on the water. You're in the water, you're on the water. You're emotionally, you're engaged, you're in it. It's just a matter of making a decision to go this way or that way with your person at that point. This way or that way, because you know that they're traveling the world with you. They're going with you. They're not going against you, they're going with you. And this is like you are feeling as though the High Priestess energy, that this was your destiny. This was where you were meant to be. It's something you didn't see before, but you do see now. You see it now. Perfect. Beautiful. Example A. Example B is you right in you putting that you want to be seen, but maybe, you know, you've got that need, and you're opening yourself up to be less needy like that. You're talking to your person about that, and things are going a lot better, you know, balancing out. You can see your future with your person, and now things look a lot brighter. It's a new beginning for the two of you because you've opened up and you've let go. You let go and opened up. You let go of a need, of a fear, right? A fear of being left behind, being not recognized as somebody who's worthy of being loved. You step into your wife energy, you know, that you are in the energy of, I'm secure, I'm more balanced now, and I'm perfect wife material if you were to ask. And your King of Pentacles is ready to ask, to commit to you. Yeah, it's wonderful. And it's just a matter of now, well, your worries of not being seen and all that emotional gunk that you had to put behind you to be more open, you've laid those burdens down. Now it's just a matter of the two of you getting in the boat and deciding which way you're going to go. Which way you're going to go in life, because they're following you. You're following them. The two of you are a really good, partnering, because you let go. You have let go. You decided that what was more important is to follow what was feeling right to you. Did it feel right to you to be as needy as you were? Did you check in with yourself and say, hey, I'm going to lose this person if I don't do something about me? If they've been telling you something, for example, they've been saying things like telling you, giving you hints like, you're having a talk, a discussion or argument, and they're saying, you're just on me all the time. Okay, that's a clue what it is they need. You want all my time all the time, and I can't. I gotta, I want to go out with my friends. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I can't just be with you all the time. So now they're giving you a clue of what it is that you are expecting too much from them. This is just the idea of how you could be cluing in with your intuition, your insights, cluing in. You'll be living a wonderful life with them as long as you start checking in with what it is that's been holding you back. Intuitively, you do. You've got to do something about it, which is putting an end to it, walking away from that emotional investment. Okay, so it's a good story for you too. You're going to be, you're going to be standing at crossroads, the two of you, and you're going to be saying, which way? This way, that way, this way or that way, It doesn't matter which way you go, you're going to be with that person. It's just a matter of you living your lives now together and deciding if you go this way this time with them, or go this, should we go on a vacation together to Europe, or should we stay home and work hard and make some money together? Should we move in together to save on, rent for two different places, or should we just buy a house together? Okay, that kind of thing. Intuitively, you know what needs to be done, and this is what's going to help you. This is what's going to be the ticket to your solution, your problem solving, about how you may be pushing your person away because you are, you've been too full on. That was that B. Now C is that you are learning how to slow down too, right? You're learning how to slow down, not be trying to monopolize that person, your person that you would like to have a date with or like to be seen with, to be with romantically. Now you're feeling a lot more optimistic about it because you can see them. You either see them as marriage material, someone that you truly respect and admire and very, very attracted to, or it's either or. You're either the Empress or the King of Pentacles. Okay, but you want to commit, or they're going to commit to you because you are standing in your power. Okay, and all the burdens and expectations of trying to woo this person over, you can lay it all down now because they have agreed to be part of your future. And they want to be in this boat with you, going wherever in the world with you. And this is you like intuitively realizing that it takes knowing what it is that you didn't know. You know it now. Knowing that if you come on too full on to someone, that you could actually end up sabotaging your efforts to be with the person that you're attracted to. You've got to see things what other people either are seeing in you or you're not seeing. Okay, you got to see what it is that's tripping you up. And by not being tuned in, tapped in, by not checking in with what is it that I might be doing that's making them hesitate. Like if you ask them, you want to go out, and they say, I don't know, I may need to wash my hair that night. If they do that, then just like you should step back and say to yourself, what is it I'm not seeing? And I got to tap in and figure out what it is that I'm doing that could be pushing this person away, my opportunity to be with this person away. Okay, and that's your ticket. Again, this here, insight, getting some insight about what's going on with you internally, that's your ticket to ride. That's your ticket to win a date with your person. Okay, I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know in comment if this actually is your story, resonates with you. But otherwise, in the meantime, I'll check in with you in the new year. But a Merry Christmas. Bye for now.